Yeah, we're in the city of Hanzhong. But before I start rambling, I'm gonna turn the camera phone around so you guys have something to look at. We are heading from the airport in Chengdu County toward downtown. I'm sure many viewers haven't really heard of the place before. I don't blame you because some of my gym buddies haven't heard of the place either. However, many historical events that took place in the area are textbook materials. I'll talk right about them later, but Hanzhong's categorically biggest claim to fame is being the ethnonym of Han Dynasty, and in turn, us Han Chinese. You know, like Hanzhong, Han Dynasty, Han Chinese. Catch my drift? One reason for Hanzhong's historical significance is the location. It is at a strategic choke point between the north and the Sichuan basin to the south. And for a long time, Hanzhong was a part of Sichuan, which is why many aspects of the local society are much more like Sichuan, from language to food, and it's true even today. During Yuan Dynasty, Hanzhong was removed from Sichuan and incorporated into Shaanxi as a way to make Sichuan less defensible for any local uprising. This decision is still in effect today, and although Hanzhong is a part of Shaanxi province, it is located to the south of the Qin Mountains. So it's considered a southern city according to classical method. Shaanxi, however, is a northern province because the majority of its territory and its capital Xi'an are north of the Qin Mountains. This makes Hanzhong pretty special. It's one of the biggest southern cities in the northern province. For our first meal in Hanzhong, we're gonna try something northern: Yangrou Paomo, or Paomo flatbread soaked in lamb soup, an icon of the Shaanxi capital Xi'an. So this isn't a food of the city, but it's a food of the province. Now the reason why I insist on having this as our first meal is because I missed it the last few times I was here. I've been informed that the shop opens only after National Day holiday and shutters before Chinese New Year, so it's in business only for the winter months. A small window of opportunity, and I ain't gonna miss it this time. So it turns out that the eatery actually opens a week before National Day, which is celebrated on October 1st each year. Why does the shop open only during autumn and winter months? That's because in southern China, including Hanzhong, many folks tend to avoid mutton in spring and summer because it is a naturally hot food according to traditional Chinese medicine philosophy. The body is already filled with internal heat in spring and summer, so you don't want to add fuel to fire by eating mutton. Of course, TCM is a sophisticated system and there are exceptions. It's cool for people with naturally cool bodies to consume a moderate amount of mutton in summer. And there are days in summer when the mutton's hotness can be utilized to promote sweating and expel built-up summer heat toxin. By the same token, the aforesaid rule isn't always observed in northern China, where climate differs drastically, which in turn affects various local customs and landscapes, including types of food eaten and the properties of food ingredients. Take mutton for instance. It is popularly accepted that mutton from the south is gamier than mutton from the north for numerous reasons. Furthermore, while mutton plays a smaller role in southern cuisines and is normally prepared with more spices, northerners prefer to take advantage of their superior ingredients and hold back on seasonings. One example is Beijing's instant boiled mutton hot pot seen in this older video. Focus isn't the broth but the meat, which is why it's just plain water in that pot. Now check out this pot. When I set sight on that big pot, my eyes go big too. If your eyes are going big too, hit that like. There's a big pot of mutton soup crucial to Yangrou Paomo. Just like Lanzhou niurou mian beef noodle soup, another northwestern Chinese food seen a few videos ago, the soup is the soul. The shop owner tells me that they source northern mutton from the north of the province. This eatery Lao Sujia is a humble family operation that has been running for 3 generations in the same vicinity but different specific stores. I don't know what's the family recipe for the mutton soup, but it normally involves mutton bone boiled with bags of herbs. Then meat is added and cooked until super tender. The soup is kept on a continuous boil not only to coax out the natural essences of the ingredients, but also to stay hot and simmering because it is used for cooking the mo or flatbread. That's the mo in Yangrou Paomo. By the way, we'll see lots more mo in different forms prepared in different ways in upcoming videos, like this one from later on in the evening. I told you, sloppy Joe. 肉夹馍. That's one variety of 肉夹馍, the so-called Chinese hamburger. It's another category of food based on the mo. Here at Lao Sujia, mo is cooked by repeatedly dousing hot soup into the bowl in a wash, rinse, repeat sort of way. Notice a smidge of mutton tallow toward the end for enhancing richness. In other restaurants, mo is boiled with the mutton soup in a separate small pot alongside other things like glass noodles, then served in a bowl. In some areas, that is called Yangrou mutton stew, but in other areas, it's still considered Yangrou Paomo. In the description section, I'll write about more such mo and mutton dishes. Aside from the mutton soup, the flatbread mo is the other key component. It is akin to the skeleton of a bowl of yangrou pao, much like noodles in a lanzhou niurou mian. It is the determining factor in terms of texture. How small should you crumble the mo? How much soup to add in relation to the torn bits of mo? I'll talk about these methods in the next video because the next day I'll visit the Yangrou Paomo store next door. 再见!